Welcome back to FTW Tech. I'm your host Isaiah, and today we are here at IKEA. We are going to be exploring to see what kind of tech products they have here, if they have any PC setup stuff that seems interesting. So it'll be a bit of a different video, just vlogging today. We're going to see what we can find. Let's go. So just to get a sense, this IKEA is actually smaller than most IKEA locations. So we'll see what the stock is like here, but it opened relatively recently. I'm hoping that we'll find obviously we'll see Alex drawers, but I'm hoping we'll find a lot of smart like home technology and maybe some innovative stuff that we see a lot of, tech YouTubers and gamers including in their setups. We'll see what we can find. So I found the lighting and home electronics section, and I'm loving the Aftensparv. I probably butchered that, but look, it's the Blue Origin rocket ship. Not really. This one looks a lot more appropriate, but we found a great find already. Slight tangent, but they all have weird Swedish names, all the IKEA products. But to just call it Stockholm, just the capital city of the country, must be a pretty special product. It seems that IKEA has some very chic looking air purifiers. I guess that's tech. Not bad. We found some fantastic little, very cute Bluetooth speakers over here, and some over here that even look like old jukeboxes. Very nice. But overall, I would say in the lighting and home electronics section, it's a lot of chargers, a lot of cords, Bluetooth speakers, air purifiers, power strips, and things like that. Light bulbs, lots and lots of light bulbs and different lighting elements. And not too many things that are PC related, possibly owing to the fact that this is a pretty small IKEA. When it comes to lampshades, it seems like we may have found the pièce de résistance. Real ones, no. Real ones, no. This is the set of drawers that, kind of started a revolution, I would say, in home gaming setups. Recognize this here IKEA Marcus from a mile away. This is probably IKEA's most synonymous office chair for gaming setups. It's like moderately comfortable. I mean, not a lot of lumbar support. This is very high up, even for me. Although I guess it's supposed to be more of a headrest than a neck rest. But not super impressed by the Marcus, but I guess I can see it's pretty cheap as far as mesh office chairs go, but not too shabby, I suppose. The keen-eyed among you may remember that I actually reviewed the IKEA Renberget a few years ago on this channel. That is still the chair that I use in my bedroom at my desk. Now, I did not recognize this. The Bast Bowl is specifically marketed, as you can see, as a gaming chair, and so is this, the Match Spell. I can see that it's on sale. It looks quite similar actually to the Marcus and the Jarfdalet, but I've never heard of it, so I'm very interested to try it, and let's give this a shot. I see it's on sale right now as well. Oh, okay, it's definitely narrower, I would say, than the Marcus, but I would say the back support is a lot more comfortable. Oh, the headrest, I can move it up. Oh, this is pretty comfortable. It feels stiff. I don't know about the materials here on these armrests. It's kind of hard plastic. The bottom, instead of mesh, it's just a cushion, as you can see. But it's pretty supportive. The back is still mesh. I feel like this feels a little bit more substantive than the Marcus. It feels slightly higher quality. I think for the price, this is interesting. I never was aware of the Match Spell, and now seems like a pretty compelling option. I would recommend checking this out if you can. In a completely different part of the store, we have found the legendary Alex drawer again. Now this one is significantly more expensive than the typical Alex drawer, which I believe goes for about $90. This one's 95. This looks a little bit more like the one I have at home. In fact, it might be an exact match. I feel like the one I saw earlier was $90, but
Wrong.
That is.
This is a classic, you know, assemble it yourself. I assume this one is more expensive because presumably, maybe the drawer stops, although I assume they all have drawer stops. This one might just be more expensive because it has that bigger cabinet, but that bigger drawer, but I'd be surprised given the price difference. And then this is also called the Alex, although it's completely different. So interesting. Lots of products, clearly different products, same name. As I sit on this sofa, which I see over there is called the Kivik, K-I-V-I-K. It strikes me that this IKEA, despite obviously being one that I'm told is supposed to be significantly smaller than the average IKEA store, it's still very easy to get lost in here. I have found myself, I somehow got to the very end, like right at the start. They still have the Swedish meatballs, they still have the cafeteria, and then I found my way to sort of the very end of the store near the exit without going through the entire store. So it's very meandering, and it's definitely, you could totally get lost for hours in here. This is a nice touch. You're not tech. No, you're not tech. You're just a cute puppy. IKEA definitely understood the assignment. Not only is there a dog, but also a panda named... What is the panda named? Oh, Cramig. Wow, just a little further in the store, and we found the whole Noah's Ark. Now, many of you may not know this, but I actually lived in Las Vegas for a few months, and you can see the arrows sort of leading you through the store. Now, in my opinion, seeing in Vegas how they specifically design the layout of the casinos so that you get lost in there on purpose, and it's impossible to find your way around, so you get stuck there for a long time, you end up spending a bunch of money. For those who don't know, now you know. That's one of the strategies that they use. They make it impossible to find the exits. They have no windows. Now, in this IKEA at least, and from some other IKEAs I've been, and I've only been in one or two others, they typically don't have windows, which kind of aligns with you can kind of get lost in your own world in here. However, I will say that the arrows, if they really wanted people to get lost in here forever and spend more money, perhaps if they didn't have the arrows, then again, having the arrows could be seen as very smart because they make you walk through every single section before you leave, and the exits are strategically placed. So ups and downs, you know, but it's very interesting regardless. I was wrong earlier. The Alex that I saw before was this one, and it was $95, just like the other one. Although, not sure why. I vaguely remember this being $90 when I bought it a few years back, so could be a price hike here. Inflation, it's really hitting everything. See, this is why people love IKEA. Just this cute touch. It feels very Swedish to me, very whimsical. I like that they like to have fun. You know, you're just walking around the store and you see something like this. They put these dogs everywhere. They're scattered throughout the store as like models showing what different products can be used for. I think that's just fantastic. Here you can find some more whimsy. These fake binders, it appears, or books, large books or binders, populating the shelf. And of course they have some smiley faces on them. I hope IKEA never loses its childlike wonder and whimsy. And of course here at both the entrance and what is also one of the exits, we have the Swedish meatballs. As I exit this new IKEA store, it strikes me that this really just is not the place to go if you're looking for tech, as it turns out. I don't know why I thought it would be. They have all kinds of like charging technology, power bricks, and of course they have all the furniture that you might need to sort of be the foundation for your setup, whether that be desks, chairs, you know, even pegboards, storage solutions, potentially headphone holders. I didn't see any here. I didn't see any pegboards either. But really what it comes down to is this is a good place to go to get your desks, your cabinets, your chairs. Yeah, not too much else. You can't really get any PC components here, or even, you know, keyboards. I had heard somewhere that IKEA might be selling keyboards and mice now.
You stupid.
At least at this small one, does not appear to be true. But hey, you know, that's the magic of IKEA. They have almost everything. I guess not everything, but really is a great store, and kind of struck out today on the tech, but hey, we still found some really interesting stuff. Hope y'all enjoy, and yeah, just a random video. Thought it would be fun to explore this new IKEA. And yeah, see you guys.